Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have an unsolved issue in their hands. Oh yes, their American dream is starting to fail. So make sure you subscribe to this channel and stay tuned for more details in this Daily Nerd starting right now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the news and pop culture stories of the day that's pretty much caught me eye, and oh my goodness, before I jump into all the juicy details with this video's main topic, there is a little bit of housekeeping. Firstly, YouTube human reviewer, I see you lurking. I'm not going to say any trigger words or anything that's going to offend your ear holes. And to everyone else awesome enough to have clicked on this video, hey up, how are you all doing? If you've got something to say about Harry and Meghan's American dream, and I bet you do, then make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. We can have a conversation about this because it does guarantee a response from me. And, oh yeah, let's jump into this one, shall we? So, the Telegraph is reporting the moment that brand Sussex began to falter. Yes, the moment that their American dream is starting to fail big time. So, back a couple of years ago, when it was announced that they had multi-million-dollar deals with Spotify and Netflix, reportedly over $140 million worth. Yeah, Prince Harry, Meghan, yeah, looks like they struck gold. Their bold bid for financial independence had already paid dividends, and they were off to a flying start by throwing the British people and the royal family under the bus, mind you, with a promise of content celebrating kindness and compassion while providing epic entertainment at the same time. Yeah, kindness and compassion towards the British people and the royal family. I didn't see any of that, did you? Just asking for a friend. An epic entertainment? Seriously. But since those days, the Sussexes have discovered that, show business is a cutthroat game, and it is brutal. So it was reported, firstly, by a lot of us on YouTube last week, that Spotify had fired Meghan and Harry. It was only until the mainstream media caught up with us on Thursday this week that it was then a little bit more mainstream and widely known. But yes, Meghan and Harry have been fired from Spotify, and this is the moment where, yes, their American dream is starting to fail big time. Having just produced one series of Archetypes, which was a 12-part episode and a short holiday special. It was rumoured at the time that Spotify was not happy because essentially they turned around and said of low productivity as to why they were letting them go, but as reported a couple of days ago, and look for that video in my history, yeah, one of the high executives of Spotify actually called them effing grifters on their podcast. Like, no joke, no lie. And I wouldn't disagree with that assessment, let's put it that way. A joint statement said, Spotify and Archewell Audio have mutually agreed to part ways and are proud of the series we made together. Meghan is said to be trying to develop more content for Archetypes on another platform. But the thing is, right, this was an $18 million flop. What other platform is going to literally take on Archetypes? Especially when it started, it was number 1, but it dropped very, very quickly to number 28 in the podcast kind of charts. So there's no replay value. There's nothing. It's not lucrative at all. So what other platforms going to be wanting her? I can't imagine that many, that's for sure. And especially for the money that she'll want, no way. So Archetypes was built as a series of conversations about the labels and stereotypes that hold women back, featuring stars such as Serena Williams, Mariah Carey, also Paris Hilton. But Spotify earlier on this year, they laid off 500 people, and it was only last week that they laid off another 200 people. They essentially spent too much on trying to get podcasters in, like Harry and Meghan. Sources said that the Sussexes had not met the criteria required to receive a full payment from the deal. So as they were fired from Spotify, they lost millions because they were too lazy. And essentially, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, we all know this because in their last year's charity tax filing for Archewell Foundation, it is shown that Harry and Meghan only worked for charity for that foundation 1 hour each per week. Enough said, right? Enough said. The collapse of the deal is far from the only cause for concern for Montecito Royale. The Netflix offerings have also stalled after they were affected, like many others, by the Hollywood writers' strike. A source admitted it was proving tough for the couple to move forward with projects in development because of the strike. For me, though, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, I don't think the strike has anything to do with it. I mean, this is the next series that's supposed to come out on Netflix is Heart of Invictus. It's a reality TV series, right? Okay? Which, by all accounts, they've already filmed. And it was back in only January of this year that Netflix had announced that Heart of Invictus was going to be released this summer. But that's the only thing that they have said publicly on their Twitter about Heart of Invictus. So in the wake of Spotify firing Megzy and Hazza, the question now is Netflix next? Is Netflix next to put Hazza and Megzy on the chopping block? Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. I think so, guys. I really do think so. Because after Harry and Meghan, the mockumentary, they then released a series at the beginning of this year called Live to Lead. Did you guys watch it? I bet a lot of you didn't. Why? Because there was no promotion around it. No one knew it existed. And guess what? Just Google the reviews for that series. Oh my goodness, did it get roasted and slammed? The reviews are quite funny, actually, to be fair. So, the multi-year Netflix deal, rumored to be worth $100 million, was announced back in September 2020, with the streaming service predicting that the couple's programs will provide its most exciting and most viewed content the following year. Well, like I said, Harry and Meghan mockumentary, yes. Their next offering, though, Live to Lead, oh no, that bombed, guys. It bombed. Now, the co-founder of Netflix, Reed Hastings, said the Sussexes had been smart in shopping their program-making talents. Talents? What talent? Around all the major companies before settling with Netflix. He said the couple had developed a great eye for story and would generate epic entertainment. Again, Live to Lead was not epic entertainment. It bombed. The critics absolutely slated it. 2021, though, there was nothing from Team Sussex. Pearl, one of only 2 Netflix projects announced that year, was absolutely cancelled and canned before it actually got off the ground. The animated series on which Meghan had worked with David Furnish, Elton John's husband, as far back as 2018, when she was still in the royal family, focused on the heroic adventures of a 12-year-old girl inspired by a variety of influential women from history, and it was dropped in April 2022. So, Meghan's ideas aren't good enough for Netflix. When are Netflix finally going to realise that overall, brand Sussex, Team Sussex, is not good enough? And that they're going to follow the same route as Spotify and fire them? And be like, do you know what? You were too lazy. You didn't do the required output. Therefore, you're not going to get the full $100 million. Watch this space, guys. Watch this space. Now, again, Heart of Invictus, behind-the-scenes documentary for the 2022 Invictus Games was announced in April 2021, slated for releases following spring, but it never happened, although Netflix insisted earlier on this year that it will be launched this summer. Now, the Sussexes' single Netflix offering to date, actually it's not, it's one of 2, was Harry and Meghan. But it was characterised by one Hollywood insider as Netflix getting its pound of flesh. The pair were interviewed extensively for the programme, covering their early courtship through to their decision to finally quit the royal family, sharing private family video footage. It was broadly viewed as an attempt to seize back control of their own narrative, with Megzy saying, "Doesn't it make more sense to hear our story from us?" But did it seize control for them? Oh, hell no. No. We saw through it all. The story included things like the Prince of Wales had screamed at the Duke during a crisis summit with Queen Elizabeth II at Sandringham, leaving him terrified, allegedly, and that Beyonce had texted the Duchess a message she happened to receive on camera. Oh, what a coincidence, guys. Meanwhile, Harry claimed that Megzy was doing the job better than those born to do it and blamed the press for her miscarriage. Now, The Telegraph revealed that the couple did not plan to star in any more of their own programmes, but would instead focus on their work behind the camera as executive producers, creating fictional scripted content such as romantic comedies. Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts, because that involves them doing work. And as Spotify has just confirmed, they fired their backsides due to low productivity. And the executive turning around and blasting them publicly on his own podcast saying that they were effing grifters. So take all that into consideration as well, guys, all right? A Sussex source insisted this week that despite problems linked to the writers' strike, they did have some projects in the works that were due to start filming soon. Okay, how long is it going to be, until there's no other output from Harry and Meghan for Netflix, and that they then turn around and actually then blame it on the writers' strike? I just think it's inevitable and it's only a matter of time, guys. Both are said to be diving into projects that are in early phases but not connected to Netflix or Spotify, and also focusing on their charitable work with the Archewell Foundation. You see, Netflix has paid them $100 million. You would think one of the main priorities is diving into projects connected to Netflix. But no. Projects that are in the early phases but not connected to Netflix. Okay, it's not connected to Spotify because they got fired, but not connected to Netflix? That is telling to me. I think they're going to get fired from Netflix shortly, and I think they know this. Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, right? One friend said they're not in hiding or trying to lay low, but they won't always be front and centre. They're looking forward to spending some time with the kids when they are off for the summer. They added they're just ready and now able to focus on what they are doing. Right? Really? No. At the end of the day, this is all opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Team Sussex trying to spin the narrative that no, the American dream for Hazza and Megzy is not failing. The Spotify firing Hazza and Megzy, no, that is not a sign of things to come. They've still got projects in the works. The American dream is still alive and well for them. Nothing to see here. Oh, no. On the contrary, I do believe that this is the start of the end for brand Sussex, and that the American dream is indeed failing. And it's all kicked off with Spotify firing Harry and Meghan, them losing millions of dollars in the process, and the executive of Spotify turning around and calling them effing grifters publicly. This is the start of the end for the American dream. And is Netflix next? That's the question. And opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, I believe totally so. With that being said, though, enough with my gob. It's now time for your gobs. If you appreciate this video and you want more, believe me, whoo, there's going to be more. Do make sure you click on that subscribe button. I'll be totally honest. Help us get to 100k so we can get that silver play button right there. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories and whatever's. Also, if you've got some very, very strong opinions on Hazza and Megzy trying to achieve the American dream, and I bet you do, then make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. We can have a conversation about this because it does guarantee a response from me. And until the next time, you guys, laters.